your first taste of a Devon derby. You've probably spoken to a couple of the lads who've played in them in the past. So what are you expecting come Saturday at 1 o'clock?
First 10 minutes I think will be quite frantic. Expecting that. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. There's a big hype around it. There has been ever since the fixtures got announced. But especially this week, obviously the build-up's been quite intense. Lots of local media attention, and it's good. There's a real buzz around the whole of Devon, I guess.
We can't really talk about this game this week without mentioning a certain Mr. Reuben Reid who's joined the club. Has that in some ways though been a relief in the fact that maybe the pressure isn't, people aren't looking at necessarily you or your teammates because they've got somebody else to focus on who's played for Plymouth and is now possibly going to make his debut in this?
Yeah, well, it's a big signing for us. He's obviously been out of contract in the summer and kept himself fit, and nothing took his fancy really. I'm sure he's had plenty of offers. He's well renowned at this level, and he's a big signing for us, and just so happens he signed for us the week before we played Plymouth. So yeah, it's added a bit of fuel to the fire. I know Reuben well. We were together at Oldham. So yeah, we get on well, and I guess all the talk since he signed on Tuesday has been about him, good and bad from, I guess, their side. But yes, obviously lots of attention has been passed on to him, and I'm sure his first training session was today, so as he gets to know the lads and sort of how we play, he'll be a big player for us.
You say you know, and you played alongside him at Oldham. Would you, in an ideal world, you'd like to strike up a relationship up top there and have a good partnership, I suppose, with him, wouldn't you? Yeah,
that'd be great. We were together at Oldham, but we never actually played that much together. And when we did play together, well, the first game I signed, Reuben got quite a bad injury and was out for quite a while, and I played up front with Shefki Kuchi for that time. And then when Reuben came back, I sort of went out to the right wing as such, and Shefki and Reuben played up front. So we never actually played as a partnership, but throughout our time there, we were always saying, I wish it was us two up front, So
now you've got it at Exeter. I bet you never thought that would happen when you were at Oldham.
Yeah, well, hopefully the manager gives us a chance, and hopefully we can make it a fruitful one like we thought it could have been at Oldham.
So, I mean, obviously people listening to this will have seen Reuben play for Plymouth, or a lot of them will have, or even if they're Exeter fans, they will have seen him play against Plymouth, against Exeter, and banging that hat-trick. But from a playing point of view, and playing alongside the guy, you get closer to him than most. What is it about Reuben Reid that makes him such a dangerous weapon for a football team?
I think he plays up against centre halves, and he uses his size really well, and strength, and I think you'll ask the majority of League Two centre halves, they never have an easy game against him. Even if he's not playing the best, he'll always be a big test for centre halves at this level, and he'll always get himself in goal scoring positions as well. And I think he's got a good record at this level, so I'd say that he's got a bit of everything. His touch is good. He can drop in the hole, and his touch is good, and gets on the turns and thread through balls, and he runs in behind as well. He's got a bit of everything, and I think barring injuries, I don't think he'd be playing at this level.
How much of a fillip is it for the side? Because you've had a lot of injuries and the results haven't gone as well as they liked. You can kind of see that with the injuries. So what sort of a boost is it when Reuben Reid walks through the door?
Yeah, it's kind of refreshed everyone, I guess. That type of signing, big talk about it, especially with obviously a move from a quite local club, and it's sort of refreshed everyone. And like I said, there's a buzz around the place. There was a buzz around the derby anyway, but with his signing, there's sort of that extra bit of I don't know, atmosphere around our place certainly, and I'm sure it would have riled a few feathers down their place, especially with their fans. So yeah, it'd be a good atmosphere on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, if the atmosphere could get any better, I think they dropped a bomb underneath that, didn't they? But let's talk about you and your career in derby matches. Have you got any kind of this is it's a big old rivalry, this one, and it can be incredibly fierce at times. Have you got kind of any experience at any of your previous clubs of similar kind of fierce rivalries?
Yeah, I've played it in a few derbies,
such as
not that local, but the M69 derby when I was at Coventry against Leicester was fairly big. Although if you think about Leicester, their probably local rivals are actually Notts Forest. I'd say the one that replicates this sort of atmosphere is Huddersfield Leeds. There was a big sort of build up to that game, especially from Huddersfield's perspective. Obviously Leeds are quite well renowned as being a big club, and at the time a few years ago they were in League One, and a lot saying they shouldn't have been in League One because they played in the Champions League semi-final just 4 years before that. So in terms of the build-up and the local press getting involved and the buzz around the place, I'd say Huddersfield Leeds kind of compares to this. But I didn't realise, if I'm honest with you, before signing here that it was such a big rivalry, other than obviously knowing that Reuben scored a hat-trick against Exeter, and being friends with him, he was touted as he'll always be a Plymouth hero and a Plymouth legend for that hat-trick. So I guess he owes us a hat-trick on Saturday now, doesn't he?
It'd be great if you'd be the first person to score 2 hat-tricks on either side, that's for certain. I'd be the first one to score one for about 80 odd years. You know, what will it mean for this side and this squad if you can come away from Saturday's game with 3 points?
I think it'd be huge. Like you've touched on this season, we've been playing well, and I think we haven't really had the rub of the green, and it's only a certain amount of time that can go on. I think lots of people say you make your own luck, and that is true, but we really have had not our fair share of, whether it be decisions or just stuff not going our way, and we have been playing well. And I think if you look at our 2 victories that we have, Accrington away and Colchester away, they're the 2 games that we've played as well as that in other games, but they're the 2 games that sort of things have not necessarily gone our way, but not gone against us, and we've got the victories. And in the other 5 we've felt like we've played well, maybe Baracol, I don't think we played well at Blackpool, but other than that game I think we've played well and deserved more out of the games. And I think if we just stick at it, and like you say, we've got a good squad now, I think, and it's one that can really compete at this level and challenge. And I'm sure this Saturday, if we get the victory and in such a game of that magnitude, and I guess a lot riding on it in terms of being at home as well, I think if we can get that home victory against the local rivals, it could really kick-start our season, and like I say, the buzz around the place that's been there all this week can continue.